Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl Mary Jane. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. So let's talk about Baller Season 3, Episode 8. Let's go. So we start off with Spencer. He gets a call from the doctor or whatever. And he's supposed to come in and, get a one-on-one visit with his doctor. He's trying to get the results over the phone. He's trying to get out of it. And, the secretary is like, in your special kind of situation, we can't give information out on over the phone. You would have to come in because it's very serious. And so Spencer is trying to guess. He's trying to assume what it is. And, Spencer's like, I have a recruit. I got a vacation thing going on. So can I make this appointment for next week? And Spencer starts to say, is it this? Is it that? Maybe it's this. And she was like, well, spend the whole week guessing. And so, Spencer goes, okay, you bullied me into my appointment. So, hey, I'll be there today. And so Spencer is going to go to his doctor's appointment, find out what's going on with his sperm, to find out what problems he have going on. And so as Spencer's leaving his house, Wayne, he calls Wayne or whatever to find out what's going on with Wayne. Like, did he get the land for the stadium, the hotels? Like, Spencer's like, I'm selling the company, I'm selling the business, I'm all in. So I don't got time to play around with you. And Wayne, he's playing around, he's chilling, he got a bunch of females. He's chilling with Travis Scott and they just having a good old time. And so he was like, what about, Spence was like, what about the golf court or whatever? He goes, oh, my father died there. And, my father's name is on this, my father's name is on that. And so Spence is like, well, yeah, you have, your name is on like 500 monuments. Like, come on, let's do this. Like, I'm not trying to play around and things like that. So it's just like, Wayne is playing games. He's taking his time. So then Wayne goes, hey, listen, calm down. Okay, I see that you are serious. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure your phone has 4G because I'm going to send you a plan and everything so you can see it. So Spence was like, all right, sounds good. Golden. All right, we'll see what happens. So then we move on to Ricky and T and Jason, walking around the pool area, going to, talk or whatever, have conversations. And so Ricky was like, I can't believe they say I got bipolar. I can't believe I'm bipolar. Does that make any sense? Well, it does make sense. It makes sense that I am bipolar or whatever. And so he was like, you just got to take your pills. You have a good, Jason goes, you have a good chance getting onto the Patriots because they're not going to turn somebody away that, is sick or mentally ill, because that's a bad look. They're going to make sure. So you might be wearing their jersey. You might be wearing the Patriots jersey, the New England jersey, whatever. And so Ricky's like, I'm not taking these pills because have you seen this? Have you heard the side effects? You guys know the side effects? And so he goes, T, tell him the side effects. He goes, I'm not Syria. So he goes and he Googles it and he reads the side effects. Dizzy, nausea, vomiting, sexual dysfunction, dizziness, and all this other stuff. And then Ricky goes, I'm going to be walking around here tired, limp, pissing and shitting on my own, pissing and shitting in my own pants. He was like, I'm not taking these pills. I'm not. I don't care what you guys say. And he was like, and so Jason was like, just take the pills, man. Just take the pills. And so Ricky was like, I'm so glad. And so I'm so happy these guys are concerned about my health and everything, but I'm not taking these drugs. They're going to cause me to have this and that. So how do you feel about, Ricky not wanting to take the pills? Do you think he should take the pills? Or do you think it's just because of his concussion, the reason why he's acting like this? The reason why, he's acting like this, because he did kind of like, tell the doctor everything that he could possibly think, so the doctor wouldn't know that he had a concussion. So what do you guys think? You think he should take the pills or not? So then, Jason gets a call and he was like, freak, F. And so there was like, more bad news. Yes, bad news, but not for you guys. And so Ricky and T was like, thank God, thank you, Jesus. And Ricky was like, throw me a grape. T threw him a grape. He caught it with his mouth. And so Charles, he got the bad news. Jason got the bad news that, the Chargers are not going with Charles. They're going somewhere else. So it sucks for Charles because Charles wants to get away from Larry. For real, for real. So it's just like, damn, Charles, man, I thought he was going to get out of that situation, but I guess not. And so Ricky really doesn't want to take these pills. And Jason was like, just take the pills. Just do something. And so because you know Ricky's not feeling these side effects. And so then we get to, you know, Spence talking to Joe, whatever, talking about like they're gonna have the special retreat for the clients, for the employees to break the bad news to them, to tell them they're gonna be selling the business, they're gonna be selling the firm or whatever. And so they're having a special retreats with all the employees, and so you know. They go to the other place. They go to the other place, the other firm that's going to be buying them. I think it's IMG or whatever. So they go over there and they're looking around, and the place is immaculate. It's beautiful. You know, Spencer's trying to convince himself that this is going to be a good fit for his former employees, because it's soon going to be his former employees or whatever. And you know, Joe's like, it's not going to be a good fit. It's not our culture. It's not going to fit in with the culture over here. We have one guy that has nothing but porn on his hard drive. We have Phil. He's always thinking about homicide. He's always trying to kill somebody. And we have the lady, all she does is sniff whiteout before happy hour, and she extremely gets high. Then we got the other guy, all he does, he cusses like a sailor. He cusses more than anybody ever. So how is that gonna happen? How are we gonna fit in with AMS? I think it's AMS, right? And so he doesn't know, but you know, Spence is not really worried about that, but he's kind of worried about it, but not really. He just really want to get this deal done, because he believes that this deal is going to solidify him and Joe, and he have a place in the NFL, and this is really important to him. But he's not thinking about the casualties that's going to come with this, especially, you know, his employees, and then, you know, the players that he do represent, everything that he did build and work hard for. But he has something even bigger on the table, and he's basically going to be cutting ties with everybody, and they build a bond and a relationship with him. So we don't know what's going to happen, if that deal's actually going to go through, because it seems like the league is going to be doing some things towards, you know, Spence, so he can't make this football stadium in Vegas. But we don't know if they're going to come off. They already came after, you know, one of the players. I think it was Reggie. Yeah, what wasn't it, Reggie? I think they already came after Reggie with the suspending him from, you know, some games or whatever, but then he got it back or whatever. I think his name was Reggie. So it's like Spence is really like focused on doing his thing. He's really just like focused on this team, that building his football stadium, and at any cost, and he doesn't care how it is going to affect his clients. As Vernon, it was Vernon that they went after already, you know, with the drug tests and things like that. So we'll see what happens with that, because it seems like they might attack his players before he's able to sell and block the deal somehow, some way. It's not going to be as easy. And I don't know how Mr. Anderson is going to really come up with all the money. He says he's going to sell all his assets and everything like that, but I don't know if he's going to come up in time enough. And is this other company really going to buy Spence's company if the league comes after their clients? And you know, it could be a wrench thrown in the game, but we'll see what happens with that situation. But it was so funny with when he was explaining the employees. He was like, Joe, Joe was explaining to clients like, they're crazy. I don't think they're gonna fit in. But right now, Spencer's just like, the most important thing is taking care of this deal. And so now they get to the retreat, and you know, Joe tells Spence, make sure you're there, don't make me do this on my own. And we know Spence is not going to be there on time. He's not going to show up until it's too late, and so it's on Joe. Joe's trying to collect cell phones, and then the girl that snitched the whiteout and everything, she was like, oh, my Beyonce's sick and everything, I need to get updates, whatever. But it's really her pit bull. Then you got the guy that's homicidal talking about he wanted to kill the homeless man at the ATM, and the other guy that cusses and swears, he's just cussing up a storm there. And it's just like crazy. And then they get Maximo, the funny guy. He does all their dirty work. He does anything. He was like, this is our Zen guy, Maximo. Maximo does everything. He's like, it only takes 12 hours to get certified. And so now they're getting ready to do the Zen or whatever. And so then after they do like the exercises or whatever, it's a room where it's like the rage room where you can tear up everything. And so he chooses the girl that sniffs the whiteout. The other two guys, the cussing guy and the homicidal guy, tried to go first, but she ended up going. But he let her keep her phone, and he let, the secretary keep her phone. And, one of their employees went to the office, and he seen like all these guys surveying, the building, going through the files, writing stuff down. And so he texted them and was like, hey, listen, there's some shady shit going on. It's a setup or whatever, because that's why we're over there, and they're over here doing something over here. It looks like they're doing something that's shady. And then people start to cry. The girl with the whiteout, she goes crazy. She throws the axe through the glass window, and it doesn't hit Spence, but not Spence, Joe standing right in front of it. So it's just like, damn, like now these employees upset and mad. And for some reason, Joe's having a change of heart. He's really kind of connected with the clients again. It makes him, he feels like he has humanity dealing with the clients. But Spence right now wants to see something bigger, wants something bigger for him, and this is something that he really wants to achieve, because he really wants to have a legacy, and that goes back to his sperm. So then, all the employees, they end up going straight to the bar, and they're all drinking, and they're all depressed and everything. And Spence, he finally shows up. He gives this little sorry speech, like, you're going to get a severance package. And everyone's like, that company is going to fire us. Then they might not keep us. And Spence lies and says, hey, listen, I'll make sure each and every one of you guys get a job. How is he going to do that when he's concentrating on Vegas? And he was like, you'll have a severance package. I'll make sure you land on your feet. He really can't do that. And he knows he's saying bullshit. And the secretary said, your word ain't worth nothing here. It ain't worth a damn thing here, Spence. And Spence is just like, now Spence is feeling kind of bad, but he's still thinking about the money. And him and Joe sit down and talk. And Joe was like, yeah, man. He was like, it's just the worst thing in the world for him right now. Joe just feeling like crap. But then we get back to, Charles. Charles is with Larry, and they're talking, and Larry's talking about like picking a coach or whatever. But the coach that he's deciding to pick, Charles don't agree with it, because it's not going to push the team further. Basically, it's about selling tickets with the coach. And so Larry asks, Charles's opinion. Charles tells him, he goes, at first when he asks Charles' opinion, Charles says, yes, I agree with you. Pick what's his name, Coulter or whatever. And so then, Larry goes, why? I didn't ask for a yes, man. Well, then this is what I think. I think you should go with this guy, blah, 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 this and that, because it makes better sense, and it'll bring our team, to the finals or something like that. And so, Charles was like, nah. I mean, not Charles, but, Larry was like, nah. Then Charles go, well, then your decision is absolutely correct, what you want to do. And so at the meantime, Charles is getting a text, and it's from Jason to let him know the Chargers went somewhere else. And so it was so funny when Larry goes, okay, you got something else on your mind, sweet cheeks, you're busy, sweet cheeks. I was like, yeah. Oh my God, Larry can be a real asshole, It's just like he wants you to tell him the truth, but then he doesn't want to hear the truth. Then he'll disagree with you, even though it is the truth, and not go with your decision, or you have to fight hard for that decision. So Charles at this moment is just like done. So he goes into the big boss's office. He goes into Larry's boss office and say, hey, we need to pick this coach. The guy that, Larry wants is terrible. It's not going to bring us anywhere, and it's all about tickets. You need to talk to him. You need to talk to your GM, because he's making a bad decision. And and then so the boss was like, yeah, the way he fired what's his name was horrible. Bird was horrible. And he was like, yeah, he didn't even do it himself, he made me do it. And so the owner was like, oh, so he didn't even have the guts to do it. He was like, no, he didn't have the guts to do it, I had to do it. So now it seems like Charles is getting his way with the boss, and they're going to go with the coach that Charles thinks is good for the team. But, Larry, he walks through the hallway, and he sees Charles talking and greeting with them, and papers are being signed or whatever. So he's feeling like, okay, Charles went behind my back. I'm going to get you. And Larry is going to get Charles. And Charles just looks at Larry. So now the war has begun between them two, and Charles wants to quit his job, so he's gonna start going up against the opposition with Larry. So that's gonna be a good battle because we know Larry will get you fired, send you somewhere else, send you running errand and picking up coffee. He don't care. So we'll see what happens with that situation. So then, Spencer finally gets a text from Wayne. They show the property. The land is beautiful. He's on a horse. He said, "Welcome to Wayneville." So it seems like the deal's actually going to go through. But it seems like either, Spencer's going to have a change of heart or he's not going to be able to sell the company. And Mr. Anderson's going to have some trouble with the money. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And, so Spencer is talking to Joe, and he was like, "Damn, am I a bad person?" Like, wow. He was like, you know what? Joe was like, "I just feel bad about that. Feel really, really, really shitty about this." And so Spencer goes, "That $2 million will make you feel better." And so Joe goes, "I have did a lot worse for a lot less. I have did some strange things for some small change." But Joe is looking at Spence and seeing that Spence is just really driven by this money. Like, he's acting like money is better than everything. Like, it's more important. Like, Spence is like losing himself in this deal. He's not being a caring person that he was for the players and his employees. And Joe's just looking at him and kind of like disgust, like, damn. So Joe might even do something to sabotage this deal. You never know. So we'll see what happens. And Spence goes to the doctor and he finds out that his sperm is not, he don't have enough sperm. His sperm is real shitty, and he doesn't have a lot going on in the sperm department. And so he was telling the doctor, "Oh my God, I gave my life to this game that didn't give a shit about me, and all I wanted to do was have a child so I can have a legacy, so I won't be a fucking ghost," or something like that. And the doctor was like, that's the most damaging, the most selfish thing I ever heard anybody ever say in my whole life. Spencer's like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And so the doctor was like, "At least you're honest." And Spencer was like, "Well, brutally." And so Spence goes, "So how long do I got?" And so the doctor goes, "You're not about to die." And he was like, "You better hurry up. You better get on if you really want to have a child for them selfish reasons, you better get on that horsey and pony up. Giddy up, cowboy. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up." So then that's when Spence is like, "Yeah, I gotta have a kid soon because his sperm is deteriorating because of his lifestyle." He said he doesn't smoke, but he does take pills. We know he takes Ambien. He's probably taking pain medication, and he does drink a lot. So that's hurt, and there was nothing. The damage cannot be reversed. It's already done. So he better hurry up and have a kid. So Spence has that in the back of his mind. So Spence is going through a lot of things, and he ain't thinking clearly a little bit. And so then moving forward from that, with Larry, I can't believe Larry found out Charles went behind his back, but we're gonna see what he's gonna do. And so Spence, he goes home and he sees, Chloe or whatever, and he was like, "I'm feeling really bad about what I did today," whatever. She's like, "But you know what? You have to do what you have to do." And he was like, "Yo, I felt like I'm an awful person, terrible. Do you think I'm greedy?" She was like, "No, you're a good person, this and that." And she sweet talks him, and he finally goes all the way with her, and he shoots up her club with his sperm. So now, and she was like, "Did you just do that?" And he was like, "Yes, I did, because Spence is trying to have a child, but how is Chloe gonna take this? Is she gonna be mad about this because he did it on purpose?" And she's in the prime of her business. So is Spence. So you think Spence is actually gonna get her pregnant on the first try? We'll see what happens. I don't think so. So we get to Ricky. Ricky is, about to throw his pills out, and his father comes and stops him, was like, "Hey, listen, you don't throw these pills away. You should take these pills because, I come from a long line of shitty genes that have been passed down to me." And then he says, "Your uncle got killed. Your grandfather was a drunk. I was a bad person, this and that." And Ricky was like, "No, you're not really much of a bad person. You're cool, whatever." He was like, "Because I take these." So his father shows him the pills that he's taking. And so Ricky was like, "Yo, I just really don't want to take these pills or whatever." And he was like, "Son, if I tell you to not take the pills, it's wrong, but you know what? I don't want I want you to take the pills. I want you to succeed because it made me a better person. So what do you guys think? You think Ricky should take some pills? I don't think so. I don't think Ricky should. And Ricky was like, you know what? If nobody don't like me, then they don't have to be an F around me then. His father was like, yo, just take the pills. So we'll see what happens next week. It's going to get interesting how the league is going to come after Spence. What's Joe going to do? What's Mr. Anderson's going to do? And what are the clients going to do? Anyways, peace. I'm out. Please like the video. Let me know you like the video by liking the video, so I would know. It gives me incentive. So thank you guys so much. Peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps and my peoples.